close the door, turn out the lights. And if the nightmares come easily, don't be scared, soon you'll feel a vacancy.
Tell me what to feel now. Don't you tell me what I shouldn't think. Or I might just lose my mind if this isn't really happening.
Hey, what is up everybody? My name is Owen Doyle. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the intro scenes and the before and after side-by-side. I just want to go over what my settings were for the FX6, and I just want to hop on the computer and break down a couple shots for you guys. So everything was shot at a white balance of 4900 Kelvin, and the fridge was about 6900 to 7000 Kelvin, somewhere around there. I mean, I didn't put a reading on it or anything. That's just my rough guess. I really wanted to go for that blue look, and so instead of just pushing it all in the grade, I did most of the heavy lifting up front. That way when I brought it in to resolve, it was super easy to grade. So the lens I was using for this shoot was the Helios 44-2 58mm lens. I talked about it in a previous video, so I really wanted to shoot on that. So all the shots were done with either a tripod locked off or I think the brand name is MVO slider. I think that's the name of it. I don't know. I'll put it right here. All right, so to break down this first shot, I had it set up on a slider. I set point A at the beginning and point B to where the camera is set up in this shot. So it moved around me in kind of like a small, subtle parallax movement. So it wrapped around me like this. That way it just gave some unique dynamic movement to the image. And the reason why I really like how this shot came out is because where I had the camera stop, I had it lined up so the door blocked off this side of my face and gave a nice shadow side right here. And it just gave it a smooth roll off right here coming down this way, which in my opinion looks very pleasing. So I'm very happy with how this shot came out. And this was just lit with the fridge light, just as the ambient light. If I had to critique this image one way, I wish these lights weren't on right here. I mean, other than that, I'm super happy with how this shot came out. It's very pleasing light falling onto my face. It's very, very natural in my opinion, because it's shot just with the fridge lights that are on, and that's all it's lit with. As for the next shot here, this was lit with a Nanlite Pavo tube set up in the corner, coming across this way here, just out of frame, so up in this area over here. Same thing, it's to emulate this same roll off here. You get the same look right here. And then all I had to do with this shot was cool it down a little bit in post, because the Nanlite only goes to 6500 Kelvin. So all I had to do was just cool it down in post a little bit, and then take out some of the reds in my face, because if you look at this shot here, there's not really many reds. They're very subtle. So this shot just had to be cooled down a little bit, and that's about it. Same thing, got a nice roll off coming across this way, shooting into the shadow side. So if I had to critique this frame here and this whole shot in general, I wish I changed my white balance on the camera to help get rid of this orange up in the cabinets here. That way it blended a little bit better with this scene here, but it's not the end of the world. It's not like all that noticeable, the difference. I mean, now that I say it, you maybe could tell that there's a slight shift there, but I feel like I did a pretty good job in post to bring it back down, so it's with the rest of the images. But that'd be my critique on this image. Change my white balance, so got rid of this brown in here. All right, so to break down this last scene here, this was shot on the same slider with point A set farther back and point B, so the end point was set more forward, so it pushed forward and pushed in towards the frame. And one thing right here, I put a glass cup here. Oh man, my phone's going off. All right, back to it. So I put this glass cup here. You can't really tell all that much what it is, but it just adds some visual movement to the image to really show that the camera's pushing in. The only thing I have lit with this scene is this light here. This was shot at ISO 800 in custom mode, not Cine EI. I don't know, I wanted to see if there was a difference in the FX6, but as far as I can tell, there's no dynamic range loss between Cine EI and custom mode. So that's just a cool thing to know. There's a few tests out there on that too, so if you want to look them up, go right ahead. I really like this scene too because I shot it so this light was just a tad bit blown out, and then in DaVinci Resolve, my second node was HDR node, and I just brought down the highlights. That way it just smoothed them out a little bit, because if I shot them very hot, it'd be super hard to pull any detail back. I mean, once you're shot over, you can't pull the detail back anyway. So I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do that, but I just wanted to bring it down in post is what I was planning to do. And that way it still lit up my face fairly well. So one thing I really like about these images just in general is how they're graded. I really like that their blacks aren't super crushed. So like they have some lift to them, if that makes any sense. So my last node in DaVinci Resolve was on the curves node, and I just took my blacks and brought them up a little bit. That way all this wasn't just super crunchy, then there was just a little bit of airiness to it. I mean, I don't know if I'm making any sense. It makes sense to me, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But my one critique with this scene is I don't know about this one. I actually really like this scene. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, because there's not much that I would change. There's not much I can change actually, because this light is what it is, and I didn't want to bring in an overhead light because it would light me up too much. I kind of wanted to be somewhat of a silhouette. So therefore 10 out of 10 on this scene. All right, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. But before I go, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and if you feel like it, drop a comment down below. Now, I will see you guys next week.